Hey guys, how are you? This is Brett Lewis from L4 Group, and today I have Chris Hardy from RFO joining us. How are you, Chris?
Good morning. Doing great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So Chris is a home comfort specialist at RFO, and RFO is a company located in Lehighton, Pennsylvania that provides heating oil, propane, kerosene. They install and service heating and cooling systems, and they also have a whole showroom with an outdoor line of patio furniture, awnings, grills, barbecues. Anything else to add to that, Chris?
Uh, Really, I mean, we do every hearth, full hearth. So keep in mind your fireplaces, both vented and unvented. And we also operate in water heaters as well. So we do quite a bit at
Right.
RFO.
Awesome. Awesome. So basically, a full line energy company that provides. I think Steve phrases it comfort in the home and comfort outdoors. Or do you know the tagline on that?
Indeed, I do. It's indoor comfort and outdoor fun.
That's it. Indoor comfort and outdoor fun. So, and I know Steve. Steve's the president of RFL. He gets excited with the outdoor time frames because he gets to come out and have fun with the barbecues and all of that.
Oh, we all.
Yep, yep. So, but today we're actually talking about heating systems and specifically about someone who's contemplating doing a conversion from oil to gas. So, one of the questions I have for you, Chris, is if a homeowner is considering to make a conversion over, whether that's from heating oil to gas or heating oil to propane, what are the things that they should be considering when they make that decision?
I really always like a homeowner to look at their comfort level. As of right now, you'd want to start there to understand, is the system working for you exactly as it should? Is it keeping you and your family comfortable? Outside of that, I always like to look towards the pocket. Is it saving you money? Is it costing you more to operate? Or are you finding yourself with a large amount of service calls each year in order to keep that system running? So those are my main factors when considering conversion from oil to gas. In some scenarios, those questions can be answered easily, in others, not so much. They do take a further analysis to say, is this really a good idea for me to change the fuel source? Maybe the system is just getting older in age, and that needs replacement, but not necessarily the fuel source.
Sure, that makes sense. So as the system's getting older, maybe the efficiency is dropping, and there's better alternatives out there. So what can you talk about as far as efficiencies go with oil systems compared to gas systems, and can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. The majority of the oil systems that we find out in the field today could range anywhere between, say, 70% and 80% what they call annual fuel usage efficiency. That is the AFUE rating. Even in this modern day, new oil furnaces will never achieve anywhere beyond 85% AFUE. So when you can look at a gas system, which can easily offer you 93%, 95%, and in some cases 97% AFUE. So how well your system combusts your fuel. That's what we're looking at. When we look at efficiency, we also want to consider the actual value, the heating value of a gallon of fuel oil versus a gallon of propane or natural gas. Fuel oil combusts at a higher rate, a much higher rate, almost 20,000 BTU more than what you'd find in a gallon of propane. So you want to keep in mind about combustibility rate, how much fuel you consume in the course of a year, not just in a season, and then also how much have you spent to keep that fuel for that year period. Those factors will lead you to the correct numbers on efficiency. You can also look to the future to understand what's been happening with fuel prices. If propane is $1 cheaper per gallon, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay that way. So your efficiency rate also needs to be looked at the dollar amount, the price per gallon, and how much you consume in the course of the season. That's really going to lead you to the answer on, is this the right move or is it not?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And what about advantages, disadvantages of making the change? Can you touch on that?
Absolutely. There's actually two ways to look at this. First and foremost, understanding, is the system safe? Is it working properly? Right? Everybody wants to keep their system safe, right? Burning correctly to keep their family safe. That's the very first thing that you should look at, is the actual unit itself. Consider the unit's age. The unit's age will tell you a lot about it and how well it's been maintained. I mean, we see classic cars on the block all the time that are pristinely maintained. And then we also find that 2013 car, which has been driven from here to California about 50 times without regard. So think of it that way. Don't necessarily say, well, since it's only 2 years old, it must be fine. You always want to take into account how well has that system been maintained and what's the current state of it now. If you have a nice system that is currently using oil and you find that your costs are going up, you've done the math on the gas conversion, you don't necessarily need to change the entire system. It's what we call gun conversion. That is when you're able to actually change the firing mechanism inside the unit from an oil source to a gas source, whether that be propane or natural gas. It is a cost-effective way to change over to gas if gas is a feasible option for you and your family. That's the first step. Consider the system. If you find that it's older and you know that it's been costing you money season after season, you may want to consider moving on to a higher grade system, new system being installed, the entire thing from top to bottom, including your venting as well. Always keep that in mind. Venting deteriorates over time if it's not properly maintained. That is a very important portion of your system. That's what keeps the harmful byproducts of combustion out of your home and away from your family. So there's a few things that every homeowner should think about when they talk about conversion.
Yeah, that's good. And the venting is it's basically to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning and all the other harmful byproducts.
That is correct. CO is your largest one. It is absolutely dangerous. The other one is also nitrous monoxide as well. And then there's also water that is created from combustion. So some folks overlook those two factors, but an overabundance of water is going to cause condensation problems. And then nitrous monoxide itself is another air-robbing substance. So it actually robs O2 from the space itself. So again, can become very dangerous if overlooked. So you definitely want to keep those things moving out of the home.
Sure, sure. And then also, what about the oil tank? I mean, if someone converts over, what do they do with that tank?
Homeowners often wonder this because, let's face it, oil tanks are not exactly the size of a matchbox, but RFO does offer full pump out, full removal, and then, of course, if there's any residual left behind, we will clean as well. So we do offer full removal and disposal of oil tanks, and we can also replace with either a new oil tank or propane tank in its location if code allows it.
Okay, awesome. And then one last thing, if a homeowner's not really following as far as all of the math concerned and trying to make a good decision, I'm assuming that you guys can help them walk through that and do an analysis to help them choose what the right solution for them is?
Absolutely. That is something that we do with every job that we look at. RFO lives with a philosophy of finding the correct solution for the customer. We like to educate our customers on the entire process, and that includes what are the benefits of changing your system from oil to gas? We are not the type of company which just says, well, if it's a furnace, it must be another furnace. We have to understand what's the correct type of furnace for you. So we take great pride in guiding our homeowners and our customers on making the correct informed decision. So the return on investment is a huge portion of that, understanding comfortability levels, and then also ease of operation and cost of operation over an extended period of time. So we look at this from many different angles.
That's awesome. Awesome. So I think that's it as far as the questions go regarding the conversion. Do you want to give everybody the phone number in case they want to contact you, if they have further questions, and the web address that they can go to?
Absolutely. Please feel free to give me a call at your convenience. Christopher Hardy, Home Comfort Specialist with RFO. Contact telephone is 610-377-1098. And you can visit us on the web today at rfohl.com.
Okay, great. And also, if they are local to Lehighton, you guys are located at 400 Interchange Road, right in Lehighton.
That is correct. We are about a mile up from the Mahoning Valley Turnpike exit heading towards Lehighton town. So please stop in and visit us today. We have a beautiful showroom. I am present there Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. for your convenience. If you ever have questions, please feel free to stop in, give me a call, or visit us on the web.
Okay, awesome. And one last thing. As far as the service area goes, you cover a pretty wide range of territory in northeastern Pennsylvania. I mean, you cover 5 counties.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And that is Carbon, Monroe, Schuylkill, Lehigh, and Northampton. So we have quite an area to cover. There's really nothing outside of the scope to say we couldn't get there. We are a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week, full-service company with a live person who answers the phone anytime that you call.
Okay, awesome. Well, Chris, I want to say thanks for taking time out today to talk to me
Thank you.
and answer those questions. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it. You have a great day.
Okay, you too.